Hello vinyl community, Bradley here. I just want to show you a couple albums I picked up in the last week. The first album, as I said on one of my previous videos, Blue Note, it's their 80th anniversary in 2019. So they're releasing a few different series of records, and one of them is like a audiophile series, remastered by Kevin Gray from the original analog tapes, etc. Beautiful pressing. Very similar to Music Matters pressings. So anyhow, this was one of the two records that came out the other day in the first shipment. They have two records every 5 or 6 weeks in this series that they will be releasing. So this record is Corea. Now he sings, now he sobs. And this package is very nice. It's super laminated, very slick. There you can see how shiny it is. Thick stock. Nice gatefolds. Very similar to Music Matters. Now this one, it is released by Blue Note. This is Chick Corea's second album that he ever recorded. And originally, it was recorded on Solid State Records, which that record company was owned by Phil Ramone, the producer. I'll show you the label. It's really nice. Kind of like a gold and red. There we go. Really nice looking label. So this was recorded in I think March of '68, somewhere around there, and it was released at the end of 1968. Now, a few years later, United Artists would buy, I'm not sure if Liberty was a part of them, but they consolidated everything, Blue Note and Liberty and United Artists. So actually Blue Note, this album went in the Blue Note catalog. Like I said, it was Chick's second album, and this is a piano trio. The players are Chick Corea on acoustic piano, Miroslav Vitous on acoustic bass, he was a Czech bassist, and Roy Haynes on drums. When I first saw that this album was going to be released, I was not familiar with it, and I don't have that much Chick Corea. I probably have more of his jazz fusion during the 70s and all that. Kind of like when he would play electric piano and all that. And I thought maybe it would be, you know, maybe that, which I'm not. That electric piano, sometimes the sound is kind of dated. It just screams 70s, you know, for some odd reason with me. Well, anyhow, this is, he plays acoustic piano. And I love jazz trios. I think maybe you can break them down into two different styles. Maybe more of a, a little slower ballad type. Say, Bill Evans and Ahmad Jamal maybe. And then you have the second type, which sometimes they really cook, like Keith Jarrett and Chick Corea. This would fall into the latter. And actually, since it was released in '68 and recorded, well, that predates all this jazz fusion, so I was worried about nothing. But this album is, of course, it's audiophile, so the sound quality is fantastic to begin with. But you know, even if it wasn't audiophile, I would absolutely love this album. We'll briefly go over just a few of these songs. And during this time, at least, Chick Corea was apparently into I Ching. I don't know that much about I Ching, but you can tell from the names of these songs. It's almost like living in the present. You have different opposing forces, and that must be a part of the I Ching philosophy. For example, some of the names of the songs: Now He Sings, Now He Sobs. Well, they're talking about the present. Now he sings, now he sobs, but maybe happy and sad. Another one is, now he beats the drum, now he stops. Again, in the present, beating the drum, sound, versus no beating. And last of all, the law of falling and catching up. Two opposing views. So it's very interesting. I will briefly go over these songs. Side one, the first song, Steps, What Was, a very long song, 14 minutes. Starts out kind of a monkish, Thelonious Monk type. That's what it sounds like to me. He does that for a while. Then it will morph into a just a really, really cooking trio. I mean, he is... How can a person play notes that fast and make them sound good? Amazing. And it's got a fairly long drum solo by Roy Haynes on this first one, as well as a bass solo. Sounds fantastic. Now the second song on the first side is called Matrix, 6.5 minutes long. It just kind of continues this theme. It really, really cooks. Excellent. Flipped over on side B, Now He Sings, Now He Sobs, the title track. This is a little more, laid back. Not laid back, but as opposed to the first side. Second song is Now He Beats the Drum, Now He Stops, 10.5 minutes. He starts out, the first couple minutes is solo Chick Corea, just him on the piano. I think it's purely improvisational, kind of like the Keith Jarrett improvisations. Sounds excellent. As it goes in, the song kind of opens up and it'll start cooking again. And then you have the last song on the album. It's only 2.5 minutes long, called The Law of Falling and Catching Up. This is whatever you want to call avant-garde or free jazz. It's only 2.5 minutes long. I love it. It's almost like he's opening the lid to the piano and maybe tapping the piano strings and some other sounds. It's very good, very good. So, my final conclusion on this is, as far as sound and his playing and everything, it goes way beyond 5 stars, you know. Beautiful package too. So if you're talking about the actual album cover and packaging, it goes beyond the Call of Duty. So if you're into piano trios and into maybe a little more, you know, moving, cooking, upbeat, that's the album for you. Okay, the second album, which I guess the album is on my turntable. I got this last week. It is called In Common, is the name of the album. It's a group of modern day musicians. Notice the cover there. It's kind of like a panoramic photo. And there's the members of the group. That is Walter Smith III, I believe. Okay, so on this album, you have got Walter Smith III on tenor sax, Matthew Stevens on guitar, does a really good job. Joel Ross on vibraphone, excellent. Harish Raghavan on double bass, which he plays quite a bit with Walter Smith. And on drums, you have Marcus Gilmore. So, I think maybe this would be listed under Walter Smith, but it's more of a what do you call it? Collaboration between these 5 musicians. But basically, it falls under his name pretty much. Now this album, a few weeks ago, I showed Walter Smith III. It was called Twio, and that was a 3-piece jazz group. Now this has 5, so it's more of a traditional jazz group. You know, you got no piano though, but you do have vibes and guitar. Sounds really good. Now Walter Smith's idea for this album, he said he wanted to write, he didn't want to write complicated music. He wanted to keep it simple. And I think he did. You know, they don't go out on a limb on these songs, and that's fine. And it's not particularly swinging. There's a couple songs that swing. It's more of a vibe and relaxing atmosphere. Excellent music. I really do like it. There's a couple songs on here. I really like, on the second side, About 360 is the name of the song. It's only like less than 4 minutes long. And this kind of swings, which I'll show you the song list there. It kind of swings, but the end, it just ends abruptly. Kind of like you turn the tape machine off. Seriously, just... So I kind of wish that would have went on for longer, because I really like that. And this was, it was recorded in December of 2017, but it was not released until, I think, November of 2018. So this is a modern day jazz artist. And this is my second album by him. I like the stuff. I like what he's doing. Sometimes I have a hard trouble finding modern day jazz musicians who I can latch onto and follow and enjoy. Well, I can do that with Walter Smith III. So it's pretty good. I would give it a very solid 4-star rating. Cover, whatever. I'll give it a 4. Could be better, could be worse. So, anyhow, that's it for the couple of albums I got last week. So, I will catch you later, and have a good day. See ya.